Just as I told you last week, it was going to be very exciting in the Forex market with all of that high impact news coming out. Well, we weren't disappointed. It was something else to see. And this week, we will look at the high impact news, but it's a much quieter week. And so as we get started with this weekly analysis, first I share with you my website, and that's it you see on the screen there, rickrayfx.com/profile. But let's go ahead and jump into the weekly analysis. And for this week, it's starting off the first full week of November, starting on the 6th of November, 2023. And as usual, I will share the fundamental news items, the high impact news items that we need to be aware of. And for that, we always look at forexfactory.com, which is the main website. There are others, but this is the best one that shows us the upcoming fundamental news. And then, of course, I'll look at the trade setups that I shared with you last week, and we will see the profit and loss. And it was a very good week, as it turned out. And then, of course, as always, I share my pending orders, the orders that I have in place for the upcoming week to take the trades. And I hope that sharing these with you will help you to also make profit in the foreign exchange market. So let's jump over and have a look at the fundamental news. The first thing that we always start with, the high impact news items. The news items that are released on almost a daily basis, which affect the movement of our currencies and commodities. And for that, we look at forexfactory.com. And this week, it only takes up one page, so I was able to just take a screenshot, and I've highlighted some items for you. The first one is the Australian economy. The central bank in Australia will be either raising the interest rate or keeping it the same. We're not sure, but whichever way they decide will have a tremendous impact on the movement of the Australian currency. So be watching the odd US, and also remember the New Zealand US moves pretty much together with the odd US. So watch both of those currencies, the odd US and the New Zealand US, when this news comes out on Tuesday. And then, yes, you can see it highlighted there. We have the Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Jerome Powell, will be speaking not once, but twice this week. And we never know what he's going to say. So we don't try to predict what he's going to say. We don't try to predict the impact that it will have on the market, but rather react to the market sentiment. And what I usually do is just sit back and wait, because usually within a few hours after he's finished speaking, the market settles down and goes back to doing what it was doing before he even spoke. But this is what's coming up in this upcoming week. Check forexfactory.com for your local times. The times you see on the screen here are Asian times. So now let's have a look at the trade setups, which I shared with you last week, the pending orders, which I shared with you, and look at the profit and loss that we got from those trades. It was a very good, profitable week. Starting off looking at gold, XAU USD, I had a buy limit on that one with the entry price at 19.90, as you see here. And these are the resistance and support levels that I shared with you last week. Of course, those have changed, and I will share with you the new ones in the pending order segment of this video. But the buy limit I had on the gold at 19.90, it didn't quite open on Monday. It got within just a few pips of that, very, very close to the pending order, but did not open. However, it did open on Wednesday, and that trade went into a loss. But it was quite easy to get back into the trade. On Thursday, it still went into a loss, but then on Friday with the non-farm payrolls, we could have got 140 pips out of that trade on gold. The pound New Zealand was the trade, okay, 190 pips. That trade opened on Monday and went straight into profit after 2 days, 2.5 days. And then, as they often do, did a U-turn and went the wrong direction. Could have got 190 pips of the pound New Zealand if you took that trade. Then the odd US was also neutral, and no trade on that one. The New Zealand US, I had a sell limit on that, and it paid off a little bit. Okay, opened on Monday, went just a little bit the wrong direction, and then did pay off a couple of days later with 52 pips. Now here is a good place to remind everyone, if you can get 50 pips on a trade, that's great. Okay, it's better if you get 100, 200, 300 pips, but you cannot do that on all trades. So if you see a trade go 30 or 40 pips into profit, what I recommend is that you move your stop loss down below the entry price Okay, move your stop loss below the entry price or at break even. And that way, if it turns around and goes the other direction, as this one did, if you were not watching it, if you didn't close the trade with all of the pips, at least it will close the trade with your stop loss, which is below break even or a little bit of profit. All right, always protect your capital. Once you see a trade going into profit, always protect your capital. All right, then the pound US. On that one, I had a sell limit, okay, and for that one opened on the first day of the week and went down into profit and then gave us 78 pips profit on the pound US. The USD CAD, okay, it was a good one. Started off the beginning of the week, went into profit, and we got 67 pips out of the USD CAD buy limit. The USD JPY. And I told you this was not a pending order. Remember, I said to buy this on market open on Monday. And if you bought that when the market opened on Monday, it went sideways, went down just a little bit. And then Tuesday morning, when the Japanese central bank had their news that they were not going to raise the interest rate, the Japanese yen just went spiraling downward. Okay, so it gave us our real cash cow for the week, 226 pips win on the USD JPY. And then the last one, minor pair, the Euro CAD was a good one. Okay, it didn't execute until the middle of the week on Wednesday and then went into profit the next day for a total of 110 pips on the Euro CAD buy limit. Looking at the pending orders that I have in place for this upcoming week, this is gold to start off with, XAU USD, and here are the new resistance and support lines. Okay, resistance at 2,000, and then the next one above that, 2021. Support is below where it is now, 1990, and then below that is 1985. We had a closing price on Friday of 1992. Now, what I'm expecting this upcoming week, let me just draw a little picture on the chart for you here. And what I'm expecting is that gold is going to trade pretty much in this range. Not going to see it moving up, not going to see it moving down very far. All right. We've moved above 2,000, 4 or 5 times in the history of gold, and it never stays above 2,000. It got up to 2004, 2005 on Friday, but couldn't stay above that. It seems that the big central banks, the big institutions, don't want to buy at high prices above 2,000. It's never been able to stay above 2,000 for very long. So what we're probably going to see is that it will continue to make new structure here. As if I zoom out, we see that we got a big bullish run, okay, and then a new structure here. Then it moved above 2,000 for a while, and it's right here in this same area where it's likely to stay, and we might see a decline. All right, a drop in the price, or it could break out and move higher. But what I'm expecting it will stay in this area here where I have the triangle drawn. So what's the plan? Well, the plan is to buy on red days. All right, in other words, buy low, buy around the 1985, 1990 area. And then when you see it go back into profit around 2,000, take your profit. Buy on red days. And then just rinse and repeat. Okay, that's what we've been able to do with gold to be successful in trading gold. Moving on to the pound New Zealand, I do have some pending orders for the minor pairs and the major pairs. On the pound New Zealand, I have a sell limit, and that is at entry price 2.0740. And this one is I'm really anticipating another bearish run. We saw a good bullish run here, all right, and then we saw it making new structure here along these lines for about 2 weeks, and now it has started to break below this very strong support level, so I'm expecting to see a continuing bearish run. That's why I have a sell limit for the pound New Zealand with the entry price at 2.0740. The Euro US, I'm expecting to see the major pairs to continue their bullish move against the US dollar. So I have a buy limit on the Euro US with the entry price at 1.0690. And if you zoom in just a little bit, you'll see that has been a very strong support line here, and support which has now become resistance. So once that comes back down and touches our support, then we should see an escalation, a movement to higher prices with the Euro US. And the same on the other major pairs, which are paired with the US dollar, the odd US. I have a buy limit on that one. You can see we had some resistance back here, resistance there, resistance and support. So let this come back down, make a correction to our support level at 0.6455. Buy limit on the odd US. The same on the New Zealand US. All right, a buy limit on New Zealand US, 0.5935. The pound US, the same. Okay, a buy limit on the pound US. You see if we zoom in here, there's our previous resistance, which has now become support. So take a buy on the pound US at 1.2315. The USD CAD, perhaps continuing its decline. We've seen a really big bullish run for a long time, getting up to very high prices, 1.38 on the Canadian dollar, but it's time for that to make a bigger correction. So I have a sell limit on the USD CAD back to our resistance, which has now become support here, and now resistance again. So let it make that correction back up to 1.3730. A sell limit on the USD CAD, 1.3730. Then the UJ. Well, if you follow me at all, you know I'm not very keen on the Japanese yen. It's really not much of a good currency. Anything bullish against the Japanese yen is probably a good buy. So on when the market opens on Monday, just buy the JPY, okay, the USD JPY, the UJ. All right, buy the UJ. It's not a pending order. On Monday morning, market execution, buy the UJ. And then finally, the last minor pair that I share with you, the Euro CAD, I have a buy limit on that with the entry price at 1.4600. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you find this helpful. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great trading week. Don't forget to like, love, and share this video, and be sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you'll be notified every week when I make one of these videos to share my trade setups with you every Sunday before the market opens on the following Monday. Okay, thanks again for being here, and I'll see you again in the next video. This is Rick Ray signing off.